example, in the cloud space, our key focus is on helping businesses build smarter so that they can scale, have a secure architecture in AWS. So we're very proud to say that we're an AWS advanced consulting partner, and we work closely with both startups, SMBs, enterprises to drive any sort of innovation by supporting their cloud needs or AI needs, which we're here for today. So whether you're building any intelligent assistants like a chatbot, you're streamlining your operations, helping with cost optimization, re-architecture, or unlocking any funding opportunity, you need access to the free credits that I was talking about. We're here to help companies move faster, and we understand that. We want to make you able to move a bit more leaner and faster in that case. So if you're looking for any seamless, secure AI integration, cost optimization, high-grade security, 24/7 tech support, any AWS advanced expertise, customer-first approach, we are here as your partners. We're ready to help you build faster and cheaper with a free AI readiness assessment that we would be doing after this webinar that most of you have signed up for. You are at the correct spot, and I hope after this session, you would be able to carry essential knowledge and support that your business really needs to stay ahead. So let's just quickly run through the agenda for the day before we start our insightful session on smarter, faster, leaner, transforming your business with generative AI. It will give you some insights about what real actionable strategies look like and not just buzzwords, I would say. Let me just quickly run through. Okay, so this is how the agenda for today looks like. We will start by looking at how businesses across industries are actually using GenAI beyond the buzz. And we will also look at some real world examples of success. We will have some use cases shared by our team. We will also be doing a live demo, which is the most important and crucial part. So I would want all of you to stick around for that. We will be building a generative AI assistant using AWS tool. We have our tech experts on call for that. And then we will be ending by giving you some insights on or giving you the opportunity to have a conversation with our experts. Now to dive deeper into the technical possibilities and show you what's truly possible with Gen AI and on AWS. I am thrilled to welcome Mr. Pragnesh Shah. He's a senior solutions architect at AWS. He brings immense knowledge and wealth of hands-on experience working with companies across various sectors to drive real AI adoption. We will also be having a short Q&A after each session. So please hold on to your seats. It's going to be an amazing ride. We will have Mr. Pragnesh's session, and after that, a small Q&A for you to clear any doubts that you have. Mr. Pragnesh, over to you.
Much. Yeah, and thank you very much for joining. I see it's very super exciting, the virtual audience, and really appreciate your time. Thank you, Zia, for quick introductions. Hope you can hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Perfect, yeah. So you want to go to the slide?
Yes.
So while Zia bringing the slide, just a quick introduction. My name is Pragnesh Shah. I'm a senior partner solution architect specialize in migration and modernizations, and I work with a partner across EMEA, specifically UK and I in other South of Europe. And my expertise and role is to help partners to navigate on this specialty on moving their workload from on-premise or somewhere else to AWS securely, but also managing that how they can leverage GenAI, across their the entire life cycles on the migration and modernizations. And today, I want to touch base and focus on a very specific the topic, which is extremely important for GenAI, right? You want to go to the next slide. So we are very excited about GenAI, but we are building the solutions, multiple things. So what I want to focus today is what we see as AWS as the trends, GenAI trends. And I know we are super excited. Everyone is talking about the GenAI. And when I'm working with the customer and partners, what I see is like many of the conversations either start with GenAI or end with the GenAI as part of the solutions, right? So GenAI has been embedded everywhere. So I want to touch base quickly on trends we see, what are the signals we see in the market as well. And then most importantly, as I mentioned, the topic I want to touch base is the data. You might have the super useful, very sophisticated GenAI solutions, you might have built it. But if your data is not ready or if data is not available for you for GenAI, there is a huge challenge I see from the organizations that, they have the GenAI solution ready, but data is not ready for GenAI. So I want to touch base on a very critical info topics on a data modernizations, how you can leverage data and build your AI strategy around your business processes, around your customer, around the data. Okay, so the next slide, as I mentioned about touching base on some of the key trends, and I would say on the next slides here, if you want to go. So what we see as a GenAI era of the POC, we call as a chatbot era in Amazon, started in 2023. Where every organizations and customer are super excited about this cool technology. They don't want to left behind for curves, and they started quickly adopting this as a technology. And when we are working with the customer and with the partner, we see customer coming with like more than 50, 100 use cases that they can use a GenAI, and they are very excited about the POC. But as you go in 2024, what we see is that now organization has now started thinking about on the specific era of how we can prioritize these use cases. They're thinking about the cost, the technologies that they want to use it. So from POC in the 2024, they're talking more about how do we scale the GenAI solutions at the productions. And also start prioritizing the use cases. So they are coming from like 50, 100 use cases, like to the use cases that are very critical for their business. And nowadays in 2025, we're talking about like specifically how the customer can drive the GenAI value or the business value from GenAI. Okay, so say you want to go click on the next one. So the 2025 is basically we talking about like for customer, they want to drive the business value from the GenAI, right? So we see the shift from 2023. They're talking about like the POC, then go to the production. But now 2025 is more about like how to get use a GenAI to drive my business value. Okay, drive the efficiencies around that. In the next slide, what we see, like you might see like a multiple the research or maybe signals available in terms of the market opportunity. And in Amazon, we call as a day one. That means we are still early days for GenAI opportunity. We are still scratching the surface. There are multiple things available on the in a public forum that you can see what is the value of opportunity value for GenAI. And one thing I want to call out for, according to McKinsey research, they say, GenAI could add equivalently to 2 to 6 to 4.4 trillions value across the industry. Okay. Uh, but at the same time, what a customer is asking for is like they want to securely productionize or develop the AI solutions very faster, securely with their own data. And you might see from you're working with your customer or within the organizations, there is a psychology barrier of AI adoptions, right? Because there's a lot of questions about human in the loop. We are talking about the productivity, and the same time, the customer also wants to improve the GenAI adoptions, improve their data quality, so actually they can get the business value out of them. So this is where the partners and the AWS can help you to actually leverage this opportunity that I'm talking about, but also help you to address your key challenges around this GenAI. And this is where AWS solutions and our partners are play a critical role to help you to get your business started. Okay, on the next slide. What we see on basically, and this is the research, and you can scan this QR code and deal more insight about the research paper that we have done, is organizations are adopting like highly modernizations processes. That means containers move to manage analytics or AWS fully managed services, they see the increase experience of 43% increase in revenue. Okay, so we can go through in more detail and find out like how organizations are leveraging the modernizations to increase their revenue. So next, but as we progress toward the GenAI adoptions, and according to Gartner, so yeah, back, sorry. According to Gartner, 30% of GenAI project will be stopped after POC. And why they said because due to poor data quality, unclear return on investment. So as I mentioned earlier, data is a key differentiator, key value for that. And people and the customer wants to see the clear business outcome for that. So some of the this is some of the data points or research I would want to highlight here on that. So as you see from this slide, there are two things here. So modernizations is not just a technology upgrade, right? It acts as a critical bridge between your AI readiness. So if you want your solution to be scaled, AI readiness, you also need to build the foundations for modernizations. Okay. The next slide. Talk about I'm very foodie as well, so that's what I put the image of like a different ingredient here, and that's what tie back to that. So data is that ingredient that transforms the GenAI, and data is a key differentiator. So one thing is very specific here. So if your data isn't ready for GenAI, your business may not ready for adoption of the GenAI, right? So why the data is so fundamentally important? Because the poor data quality leads to the poor AI response and decision making, right? Agree with me? Because you might see when you're working with your uh, uh, when you see that working with your existing applications or your AI applications, if you put a very poor data quality, you don't get the response properly. So data is extremely important for that. You also need data to fine tune your model. And if you're familiar with RAG-based workflow, agentic AI workflow, for that as well, the data is extremely important, right? So if you're building the sophisticated RAG flow application, agentic AI applications, that is more about the solutions. But this agent, RAG flow, your foundation models need the data, right? So that is why data is fundamentally important. So if you go to the next slide, continue with the data, right? And another data points I want to bring to your attention is very important for GenAI kind of solutions. So what we see is like, over 80% of enterprise data is unstructured data, right? Unstructured data, that means they have the image, file, video, audio, different type of unstructured data available. And they need a better way to extract the insight to fuel the innovation. So there's a huge unstructured data available, but the question is like how they get insight out of that. And Gartner predict that by 2027, around 40% of GenAI solution will be multimodal. Okay, so the multimodal is again is unstructured data, is a combination of text, images, audio, and video. So you might have developed your business. You might see data coming from the social media. You have the image. I see one question from the booking systems, right? So you might have audio, videos are coming to that. So this is where you need expertise to deal with this unstructured data. And this unstructured data is very complex, not only because of their structure, but even because of the size, right? So there's different things that you can need to. So this is where we'll go into more detail about like how we can, AWS can help you as well. So let's focus on this one, data modality, as I mentioned, right? So now, I want to get your opinion in this chat window. So tell me how many of you are currently working with unstructured data. So I want to your answer. I want to get your, let's have some interactions. Tell me how many are currently working with unstructured data. Put +1 or something like that if you're working with unstructured data. And if you are working with unstructured data, you might see the problem here because managing and processing the volume of unstructured data is technically and operationally extremely challenges, right? Because unstructured data comes in a different format, varieties of size, in the PDF size and the image size and sometimes video size that we are talking about, megabyte to gigabyte of things. And to deal with unstructured data, you need specialized tools and technology. And also you require kind of the quality is sometimes the biggest concern, because your data is unstructured. You can't really get that quality out of that. And to deal with this unstructured data, there's two pathways, or there are two options, I would say. One, to deal with the unstructured data, you can build your own solutions, right? Custom building your own solutions, you can give them more flexibility and control over your requirement, right? So we'll go in more things, but custom build solution, basically you focus on using AWS AI/ML services, either Amazon Bedrock. I will go in more detail as well for that, in certain ways. So by combination of these different services, you can build your own solutions. The next option is that you can pre-build solutions, right? So I'll go in more detail about that, like how you can start using the pre-built solution to accelerate and speed up your capabilities. Okay, so there's two options. Now let's focus on one thing. Now, how many of you are working with the PDF files or have worked with the PDF files with GenAI applications? Does anyone have worked with the PDF file? Yeah. So, so what you can do when you have the PDF file, it has again the complexity. So to processing the PDF file, you can leverage your existing Python library or any library, or you can use machine learning services like Amazon Text Extract. So with Text Extract, you can extract the data or handwriting from documents. It also works with the scan or photograph documents. And many of our customers are using this for healthcare and financial document processing. We'll have a good demo in next sessions, talk about Amazon Comprehend, but I want to call out Amazon Comprehend Medical, which is a HIPAA eligible natural language services. So this services actually can able to extract and analyze medical documents without machine learning expertise. Okay, so there's a two service available for that. The most important thing I want to call out here is a data chunking strategy. So chunking strategy is like, is like breaking down your large document in a smaller size, which is like chunking. And this chunking strategy is extremely important when you're working with your large unstructured data or large processing of your PDF file. Okay, so there's a QR code. You can learn more about document chunking strategy, part of that. Okay? So the next slide, we talk about data processing with the GenAI. So previous slide is more about data processing with the AI ML services like text extracts and Amazon Comprehend. But here you can also use data processing within GenAI. Okay, and this is becoming a more popular now. So here you can use Amazon Bedrock, a fully managed service that offers industry-leading LLMs and foundation models out of the box using a single API call. And you can also privately customize foundation model with your data. It's extremely important. We see many customers that the data is security. They want to train the foundation model with their own data. So with Amazon Bedrock, you can fine tune a foundation model in a secure environment with your own data. Okay, and also with the prompt engineering techniques, you can also extract the documents from that. So by leveraging the Amazon Bedrock, you can actually unlock many additional the use case, like content summarizations, content generations, and many more about creating the marketing planning, strategy designing documents and everything. Okay, so that's like another popular things. Two things I want to call out here. One thing is you can also look at the document for the document processing. A Rubab is a lightweight Python framework, is a purpose built for document understanding application developed by it is open source and developed by AWS. And this Rubab is also work with Amazon Bedrock and also support multiple models like Amazon Nova, Claude, Amazon Titan for embedding as well. Anthropic has also released, and it is in kind of beta, I would say at the moment, is the PDF support. So it will also understand your chart, complex tables within that. Okay, so that's about the PDF. Now we talk about the next slide. We'll want to talk about like the image, right? So because PDF also have the image, and you also have the images separately want to process, as I mentioned earlier. So for image extractions, I would again say you can use Amazon recognitions, which is again we we call as like, analysis of medical images or any other images that you can use that through Amazon recognition is machine learning services. So you can identify object, people, text, activity, image, and recording for Amazon recognitions. Okay, and our customer are using this Amazon recognition for millions of images, video streaming, and everything. And the next thing is that generative AI is also taking the image analysis to the next level. Okay, so you have the Amazon Nova Lite and Amazon Trova, which is models that help you to analyze the complex images. And now another model from Mistral, Pixel Large, is also available on Amazon Bedrock. So you can actually use the GenAI models to identify, understand the image. Even solution architect, if you put that as an input, it will describe the architecture or any images on that way. Okay. In the next slide, so we talk about the file, we talk about the image. Now let's talk about the audio, right? So you might have the audio as a part of your data. So again, when you have the audio streaming coming, that two solutions that you can leverage: Amazon Transcribe, which is like speech to text, a fully managed services. So it will convert your transcribe into text, and then you can combine GenAI solutions to understand your context and within that, right? So the power of two, I would say, is the Amazon Transcribe for GenAI. It will unlock multiple use cases like meeting collaboration analytics. So like this meeting is going on, you can record it, you can get the insight, get the summary out of that. Voicemail transcription. So many of our telecom customer, they have used Transcribe and GenAI to actually convert their voicemail to into text in a different languages. And also during healthcare, patient interaction analysis. So there's a multiple use case will be unlocked with this one. The next place I want to talk about very quickly, as I mentioned, the pre-built solution. So far what we've seen is that you have to build the solutions. But now I want to introduce the service called Amazon Bedrock Data Automations, really designed for intelligent document processing, media analysis, and other multimodal data-centric automation solutions. So customer can implement the complex solutions with all the data at the same time. So you can have all input, all the different type of data, unstructured data, and through Amazon Bedrock Data Automations, you can actually build the intelligent data processing documents. Okay. So next slide, I just want to summarize everything what I mentioned so far. So custom build solutions with AI ML services, as I mentioned, Amazon Transcribe, Amazon Recognition, text extract, comprehend everything. You can use LLM's model, like use a Bedrock and SageMaker, part of that, and you have the GenAI solutions also you can build. Okay. And finally, on the next slide, I want to talk about very quickly about how do you build a different type of use cases, right? So one is intelligent document processing. So we see that industry use cases alignment, it's specifically for medical, financial, insurance processing, that audio analytics, again, coming for the various interactions, and video analytics as well, right? So by combination of the services and solution I have built earlier, you can build different type of solutions with AWS services, and we have our partner help you to do that as well. Okay, and final slide. So what are the key takeaways and call for actions is focus on data. Yes, you can select highly I would say sophisticated foundation model, but if the data is not ready, your model may not be provide that information. So focus on the data modernization capabilities, right? Use the AWS services that I mentioned earlier to get the insight out of that. And also making sure that you have access to the customer and AWS customer and AWS partner. They have the different access to different AWS program as well. So I can talk more about later if you need reach out to her to more focus on that, how AWS partner and customer can unlock the different funding solutions for that. Yeah. So I know this is a whistle stop tool for everything, a lot of things to talk, but if you have any questions on any of the things, please reach out to me or the CI in that case for any further questions, and happy to connect you on internet. But yeah, if any questions, type in the chat window, I can happy to answer that. Yeah, back to you, Sia.
Thank you so much for that amazing session, Mr. Pragnesh. It is definitely the year of real business value behind these decisions that we're taking around the buzzword AI. It is very essential to actually look at what is the real value behind it. It clearly makes sense why everyone is emphasizing on adopting GenAI early in your business so that you're not falling behind the rest of the people. With that being said, let's open the floor for any questions that we have for Mr. Pragnesh. While we take up these questions, I will have a QR code on the screen that you can use to scan and connect with us. Over to you, Mr. Pragnesh. Please feel free to ask any questions that you have.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
May I ask a question?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. So thank you so much for today's session. It's really informative. So just to give a context, I'm non-tech female, but I'm building a AI tool slash chatbot where it assists farmers and make them take actions. However, now at certain point of the conversation with the chatbot, they have to upload a document. And I want for the algorithm, it's ChatGPT, by the way, ChatGPT 04 mini powered. That's what I'm using as a model. And for now, I'm facing a challenge how to convert docs into text. So, and I can see that that was mentioned in the slides, but I want more context. My second question is how to integrate these tools into a what we call flow builder. So I'm using flow builder. I'm not coding. I'm just using flow builder. So how to integrate these amazing tools into the platform that I'm using.
Okay, so thank you for a question, and glad that you the session is useful. So coming back to your first question is about converting that the documents into the text. So you can leverage if you the text documents or have the specific standard format, you can use Amazon Text Extract to get all the kind of different documents that uploaded and convert the documents into the text. You can also use, as I mentioned earlier, is about large language model that are available on Amazon Bedrock. Like Claude and Amazon has their own model as well, like very sophisticated reasoning model, like Nova Premium and Nova Lite. So you can use that model to understand and extract the data. And bear in mind that when you are using, if you want to also process the documents by yourself, you can use like Python library or some of the library that I mentioned as well. So there is three ways that I can actually convert or transform your PDF documents or any documents into the text. Also, make sure that when you're processing your documents, chunking strategy, as I mentioned earlier, is extremely important, because if you break down your documents in a large chunk or large split, sometimes your models, you may not be lost the context. So for model efficiency cost, the chunking is extremely important.
Okay, thank you. Taking notes about that.
Okay.
Yes,
And how about integrating these tools into a flow builder tool?
So to be honest, I'm not familiar with the Flow Builder tools. So, but once you are actually start using and leveraging the AWS services, like Amazon Text Extract fully managed services, you can integrate, you can build. So our partners here, they can help you to guide on the more with how can you build that with all the AWS services. So you can reach out to Sia separately on that if you need that support and help for using AWS services with your flow.
Okay. Thank you so much for that.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Hussein, you can go ahead.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Mr. Shah. I'm Suga Hussein, and I'm the founder of EduSchools. It's a school's administration system, but we are trying to integrate AI for learners as a AI learner assistant. So I wanted to know how best we can try to use AI and then make it in a way of presenting to learners when they ask questions and all of that, and also feed it with information following the curriculum of maybe South Africa and all of that. So I wanted to know how best can we deliver this and also make it user-friendly to learners.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you for questions, and thanks for attending the session as well. So this is, you're talking about like the overall solution and strategy. So probably you can take your questions offline. You can connect to Sia, and then she can help you with her team to focus on basically how to build that kind of the solution. But I can tell you the high level things. To build this kind of the solutions, you need three things. One, model is extremely important, which model you are using to process your data. Okay. The second thing is data. As I mentioned earlier, what do you have the right data available? Data processing, how do you process the data on that? And how do you actually craft your AI models so you get the answer accurately? So what is very important for you is accuracy, or the cost is important for you. So this is where you can select the model, which model that it is extremely important for you in that case. Okay. And the chatbot, you can build any UI interface like React or any web interface that you can use that. But the CI and her team can help you to build kind of and provide you kind of the solution in that case using AWS services on that. So please reach out to them to give you more guidance on that, how they can help you to build that kind of the solution that you are expecting for a customer on AWS.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much, Hussain. I have the QR on the screen right now. So everybody on the call, you can scan the QR and schedule a call with us to have any discussions on this further. FA, we just have 2 more minutes. Let's quickly wrap up your question and move to the next session.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for this section. I want to ask if you can recommend any generative AI, for my solution, or in terms of scalability and in terms of profitability.
So, first of all, thank you for questions and thanks for attending as well this session. So this is I appreciate where you're coming from, but this is a very broad question. Probably I need to understand more detail about in terms of the solutions, what you're expecting, what is a business driver and profitability. But I can tell you very high level things in terms of we're not talking about the solutions. It's more about as I go through my slide, is about what are the services that's suitable for your use cases. Okay, so what is your use cases, what is your business you're driving that, and according to that select that AWS the services suitable for you. Okay, so if you want to one of the example, if you want to process the documents or images or the video, you can select the model according to that. The second thing, your use case is what are you want to summarize the anything, or you have interface that actually interact with your customer, or you want to have getting that summarizations, content generations for that. So based on that, you can select the model and the data accordingly. After that, when you select this one, it will actually then help you to come up with the cost estimations for that. Okay, and when you look at the cost estimation for all Amazon Bedrock model available, foundation model, like we have Anthropic, all Mistral, all the industry leading models available on Amazon Bedrock. So you can actually select the model appropriate for use case, and then let's see the calculator for that. And Amazon, so AWS, our philosophy, if you look at the history, we had a very, in terms of the price, we have been going our history shows our size of price is always reducing, not increasing in that case. So you can select AWS calculator and check the price for overall solutions in that case, and then you can build your operating margin around that for the profitability. Hope you answered the questions, but yeah, please reach out to the team here. They can help you in come to building the business case for your solutions. So how you can get the things done through AWS. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ifi. Thank you so much, Pragnesa, for giving your time today. It was a pleasure having you on board. It was an insightful session, definitely, for the audience. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you
Moving
very
on
much. Thanks
to,
for your time.
yeah, thank you. Let's move on to the next part now. Now that we know that the business value is there behind AI, it's time to look at a few real world examples that have been done successfully. We have had experience working with multiple clients, and we have David Avele, Growth Marketing Manager from CloudPlexo, who will be sharing a few use cases with us regarding the same. Over to you, David.
Thank you so much, Sia, and thank you for everyone for hanging around till now. We're excited to share the room with you, and that has been an insightful presentation from the presenter. I learned a lot, even though I've been learning about the AI space lately. So we just dive right in. Here we just want to show some success stories from our AI implementation journey, working with different kind of organizations at CloudPlexo here. I will share my screen in a moment, and that will show you slides that involves our CloudPlexo AI acceleration, showcasing AI that delivers. All right. So my first slide here talks about the AI reality, which is that okay. So my first slide here talks about the AI realities, which is that over 73% of AI projects fail, and this is usually not because of innovation. It's usually because of integration. I'll speak a lot about this because there are a couple of things: unstructured data, technical know-how. A lot of these things contribute to failure of AI projects. And at CloudPlexo here, we've been able to complete a lot of projects, over 100 projects spanning across AI, ML, IoT, and cloud migration. So we have the expertise in-house to ensure that your AI integration projects scales through the line. And we have combined over a decade experience with senior solutions architects and certified engineers at CloudPlexo here. The first case study I want to share is from LI Stance, which is a super fan community for creators. And LI Stars wanted a personalized customer support. They were struggling with traditional methods, and our solutions included a comprehensive AI-powered support system, which leveraged on generative AI and cloud services in AWS. And with this, we're able to reduce the time that we spend in handling customer support by as much as 40%. We also lower the cost of interaction, and we increase the first contact resolution by as much as 25%. With LI Stars, we implemented an AI chatbot that leveraged on AWS tools like Amazon Lex, Amazon Bedrock, and Amazon Lambda, which ensure that people who were visiting the chatbot had personalized assistance. They were able to get response to their queries, and it was also able to incorporate seamless human escalation, which means that when the AI encountered limitations, it was easy for it to escalate to a human agent to carry on the conversation from there. This is Free Knowledge, which is a non-profit promoting African knowledge, which struggled with outdated manual data workflows. With CloudPlexo, Free Knowledge was able to implement a serverless event-driven architecture, leveraging on generative AI services on AWS. The result of this was very clear. They experienced a reduction, as much as 85% reduction in data query processing time, and also we're able to help them cut costs with database. We all know that AI implementation can be cost intensive, especially when you don't exactly know what you are doing on the cloud. Someone said one of the fastest ways to go to jail with bills is to spin up instances you don't know about on AWS, and I quite agree with them. So manual intervention, we reduce the manual intervention in as much as 94% with our implementation. And the third case study here is Friends and Power, which is a mental health startup, which will help in driving personalized and consistent AI responses in the domain of mental health. If you're familiar with the health space, you know that there are regulations with regards to AI pertaining to responsible AI and ensuring that people do not hand over totally the response to health challenges to AI. And so with Friends and Power, they were looking for how to ensure that AI and humans were working hand in hand to deliver the accurate responses to patients. And our solution included a lot of AWS orchestration in the background. A big part of that was Amazon Bedrock and RAG, which is rapid augmented generation for context and for knowledge base for the clients. With this, Friends and Power scaled even through the Resilience 17 accelerator and came out successful, raising funds and scaling to several countries. We're glad that we're able to do this for Resilience, for Friends and Paul, and as much as other startups that we worked with. Our startup AI framework is simple. We start with an assessment for the first 2 to 4 weeks. We then proceed to the design, and then we deploy over 6 to 12 weeks. As we finish this, we ensure that we optimize on an ongoing basis to ensure that we deliver positive ROI for you within 6 months or less. Here you can book a call with us to learn more about some other case studies that we've not been able to share here. We are willing to listen to what your particular case study is and how we can help you go on with that. It starts with a deep dive conversation or consultation with our AI experts, and then we explore the opportunity for ROI projections, and then we give you an implementation roadmap, which can then proceed to POC. We know that you might want to test out some solutions before actually adopting. That's why there's a POC here, a proof of concept for your use case here. So the QR code here leads you to our calendar link once you scan the QR code, or you just go to bit.ly/cloudplexo.com. These are different ways you can get across to us. bit.ly/cloudplexo.com if you are on your system and you cannot scan the code. Also, you can email us via contact@cloudplexo.com. We are going to respond to any queries or any request for a discovery call or for consultation that we receive through any of these channels. It's been great sharing this with you. We invite you to book a call with us, and we'll be very happy to learn about your use case, your problems, and how we can help out. I hope this has been valuable to you. Thank you for hanging around. Cheers.
Thank you so much, David. That was really a good insight on what actually businesses are doing with AI. It's always a motivation for businesses to look at other businesses adopt AI in a way that they've been successful, and we've been able to help them do that as well. It's always inspiring. Thank you. That brings us to the final part of this webinar. We will be continuing with a short demo by our AI engineer at CloudPlexo. He will be showcasing and building on SageMaker. So before we dive into that, let's quickly grab and replenish all our teas, coffees, and break out for 4 minutes. We'll meet back at 12:55 BST. Yeah, so people are there at different places. Yeah, so we'll come back within the next 3 minutes. If any of you wants to put in any thoughts, any questions, your experiences in the chat box, this is probably the best time to do it. It's an open space for you to share what you're building on. We would love to know a bit more about what you're doing, how you're trying to incorporate AI, and how you're contributing to the bigger ecosystem. Let's quickly have that in the chat box and relax for a bit with all the information that's been popped up in our heads for today. We will also be having a Q&A in the very end with our technical experts. So please save all of your questions, all of your doubts for the end of the session. Okay. Without any further delays, let's begin. We've had a break. I'm sure a lot of you have grabbed your snacks for the next part of it because it's going to be really interesting. We've had a chance to understand the business value, the real world use cases, but it's actually time to look at a live demo now. Please, now I'm very excited to hand it over to somebody who's been building this in the real world every day. Please welcome Kevin Bivot. He's the AI engineer at CloudPlexo. Kevin's been working hands-on with AWS tools like Bedrock, SageMaker, Lex, to build real-world GenAI solutions. Unlike me, he is an expert in tech, so he would be able to answer all your doubts and all your questions, from smart assistants to automation tools. He will be taking care of all your doubts. Kevin will be walking us through a live demo. He will be showing us how to build and integrate generative AI-powered assistants on AWS, and more importantly, on how it actually delivers results for your business, which is the end goal. Over to you, Kevin.
Yeah. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Today I'll be presenting a demo on how Amazon Comprehend can provide your business with value. And so I think what I'm going to do now is share my slides. I'll start with that for a bit on an oversight. In today's fast-paced environment, businesses are drowning in text data, customer reviews, social media comments, support tickets, internal documents. This text does hold a lot of value, but the question is, how do you extract meaningful insights from such data without a team of data scientists? Some of you have said that you might not even have the coding knowledge to do this, or you have a startup business and you don't have the budget to hire like expensive machine learning engineers who can help you with this. Fortunately, there is an intuitive solution to this problem. This is where Amazon Comprehend comes in. It's a solution within AWS that allows you to gain insights such as customer sentiment, and it will also allow you to extract value in the form of entities from contracts and internal documents. So now that we've gotten the basics out of the way, I'm going to demonstrate how you can do that. I'll divide this into two sections. The first section I will show you how an organization that has customer feedback, how they can be able to retrieve sentiment from such feedback, and the value that this sentiment can provide to the business. I'll also showcase how an LLM within AWS Bedrock can be used to basically provide natural language reports of that feedback. So if you want a report at the end of the day that tells you every feedback you've received from your customers without needing to, read every single one of them. You'll be able to see that happen here. So let me stop sharing this and share my entire screen. I hope you can see that. So within AWS, you just search comprehend, and it will bring you here. And so because this is a demo, I won't be building a production level application, but I will get to show you how comprehend by itself can be used to provide you with value. So I have an example here of reviews that were left on a product. So there are 10 reviews here, but in the real world, you'd be getting like hundreds or thousands of reviews on your product. So for the basic part of this, I will just showcase the analysis of a single review. Down here, I will select sentiment, and I will do analyze. So immediately you can see that comprehend has identified that this review is positive with a 99% confidence. And now I will take a negative one so that you can see how that works. And that one is 99% negative. And we can get like a mixed one, so that you can see what happens when you don't have a review that is either positive or mixed. Sorry, either positive or negative. And so yeah, that is a mixed review. So in the real world, these reviews would be streaming in every minute, every hour. And comprehend would be able to basically take these reviews from either your app or your website or your social media pages, and it will be able to generate sentiment like this, store these kinds of sentiment in a database. In very specific scenarios, let me press that so that you can see. It's also able to do something called targeted sentiment, which means which part of the review was negative, which part of the review was positive. So as you can see here, the Swift Pay app has a very positive sentiment. And as different text appears or different reviews appear, you might find that there are certain parts of the review that are negative, others that are positive. And this could be a good thing to keep track of, especially if you want to identify which areas of your product, which features within your product that your customers are not happy with, or which ones they are really happy with. However, while getting this analysis good, because your marketing team can do something like 50% of your users were really happy with the app, while 40% thought that it was a bit sluggish or something like that. The real insight comes in when you combine this with Bedrock, which is Amazon's large language model repository. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to copy all of this and show you how you can integrate, you can get insights from comprehend and then integrate that with Bedrock. So this is Bedrock. It is this is Bedrock. It is AWS's repository for LLMs. What you're going to do here is go to the text playground. We're going to select a model. Today, I'm going to use Claude Sonnet 4. And then, okay, let me first get the prompt that I wanted to use. So all of this can be automated. So whatever I'm showing right now, it's something that will be automated. It will be detecting when reviews come in. It will be writing these prompts automatically. And this is why you need an AI engineer. So if you have a need for something like this, you can, contact us, and we'll be able to set up like a real world production system that does this automatically. So what I want to ask Claude for is that I want it to identify common themes in all the reviews, and I want it to suggest action items for the company. So copy that again. And so I'm going to run that. So you can see what an LLM can do for you. This can be like a daily occurrence or even an hourly occurrence if you are a particularly huge company that has a lot of reviews. So you get common themes. So the positives are that the design is intuitive, there's reliability, there's security and trust, and so forth and so on. There are negative themes there too. App stability issues, some core features are missing. And the LLM basically goes through every review and identifies things that your team should do. So you should have an app stability audit. Yeah, it has even provided it in the order of priority, which is a good thing. But in many cases, you're usually more aware of your company than an LLM is. So this should be taken as a suggestion. So, but you can use it to plan the next steps to making sure that your app is very secure, your app is very stable and things like that. So this is what you can do with sentiment. This is something that can be automated so that your team can receive either in a dashboard internally or in email or PDF reports. And so that is the first part of the demonstration. For the next part, I'm going to be using Comprehend on its own. And so for this, I'm going to go to a different aspect of Comprehend, and I'm going to show you how you can cater it to your needs, because the truth is, while Comprehend models are good, it may not be able to solve every problem. So let me start with an interaction between a customer and an agent. So in this case, we have an interaction between a customer and a customer service agent, and the customer has an issue with their order. It's not arrived. You might be receiving messages like this on a daily basis. It is important not to treat such customer interactions as run of the mill. You need to think of them as opportunities for growth for nearly every department in your organization. And for you to actually take advantage of this, Comprehend can come in and it can extract a lot of information from this, store them in a database, and ensure that every department involved in customer complaints get information they can use to improve their processes. So for example, here the logistics department would be able to identify things like why isn't the order being delivered on time, what issues are there, and if many customers face similar issues, then there might be a need to do something like route optimization. So let me analyze this, but not for sentiment. I will analyze this for entities. So entities are basically things like person, location. It's something that Comprehend does well, and it will extract it from any text, and you can then place this in the database and gain access to it later and do analytics with it. So this is a simple example of how entity detection in Comprehend works. But for a more complex example, we're going to look at a demo, a mock contract, which has more text. And for this, I want to showcase a very interesting thing about Comprehend, and that is how you can do custom entity recognition. This is something I will not demo right now, but I will showcase that while Comprehend is quite good, it can be made better because every business, your business might be in a different domain, and Comprehend has just been trained with a lot of text from, a lot of text data. It might not have the specific data about your domain. And so the good thing about this is that you can come here and build on top of it and make it understand your specific domain. And so if there are very specific entities within your text data, something like effective date, Comprehend might just pick this out as debt, but effective date is something that is quite important for many businesses. And this is why the need to go custom might come up, and why like CloudPlexo and our services might be important for you. So I'm going to analyze this, and you're going to see why it is perhaps important to have a custom model built. So it has picked up on a lot of things. It has picked up on dates, organizations, locations, things like that. It shows you the confidence with which it's picked up these locations, these entities rather. And yeah, you can go through all the entities that it's picked up. However, some of them are very generic. Like you might want one of these organizations to be like, party A, the other one is party B or something like that, or client, and one is the organization, the other is a client. And so all of these are very specific entities that you might need to basically build and customize. And for this reason, Comprehend allows you to do that. Here you can create a new model. And it doesn't take long to build a model that basically understands your specific text data. Once you have that model, when you come to real-time analysis, you just add it here and you select it, and you are able to do things that are catered to your specific use case. So I think that's all from me. In case of any questions, you can ask. But yeah, that was how you can use Comprehend to understand your text data, and also how you can combine that with Bedrock to get insightful reports. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kevin, for that. You surely made it look easy, but I'm sure there's a lot of work that goes behind. Let's just quickly take up any questions that we have from the audience. We also have Mr. Vignesh call, so you can come up with any questions for either Kevin or Mr. Vignesh. Yes, Sam, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Sia. Kevin, thank you for that. But we are living in a world of people who are not so good at tech. They are more of user-friendly interfaces and all of that. So what you just showed is you're navigating in a couple of interfaces and all of that. Is there a possibility of us having a user-friendly way of doing this? Or even if I want to build my structure and also train other people, that's a lot of stuff to, to share, and I'm also still not 100% on what exactly I have to do, but is there any way that we have a user-friendly way of doing that?
Yeah, so I think there's, as I said, this wasn't for like production level experience. This was just for the demo. For you personally, if you wanted to build a product around this, you would not be, your users would not be interacting with this. But we at CloudPlexo could show you how to build this, to take this into like your website or your app. so that all you're doing would be like sending messages or text from your app or from your S3 bucket or wherever your text data is into Comprehend, and all you're getting at the other end would be insights stored in your database, something you can access, or even you can even have a dashboard for this, so that your own built dashboard, and all we will do is expose a Comprehend model to that using an endpoint. I don't know if I've made it more complex or made it simpler. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Kevin. Thank you so much, Hassan. Are there any more questions from anybody? Okay. Since somebody's put that on the chat box. Are there APIs for these?
Yeah, so both Bedrock and Comprehend can provide endpoints, which means if you have an API structure, you can just get those endpoints and interact with them directly.
It's clear we just need AI engineer. Okay. Please go ahead, Okunola.
Hi, Kelvin. Thank you for the wonderful presentation. I mean, it is an eye-opener, considering that I'm working as a business developer executive with a tech-driven brand, an organization looking to go into a tech-driven direction. So I want to understand, we are looking at building an app to serve our users in the mobility industry. So could this be, integrated into apps and also websites? And then if we are to build something like this, how do we go about it? Do we need to outsource to, engineers, or is there something of service that you provide so that, I can, if I'm going to be presenting this to the executive, so that I can have, a deeper knowledge of how it works and how I can get them to buy into it?
So we provide a service for this. If you come on board with us, I will work with you, me and other AI engineers and solution architects. And it can be integrated into everything. You can integrate this into your website, your app, and so it is not as complicated as it looked. We'll be able to help you.
All right, thank you. I think I'll be reaching out to you. After this, having more in-depth knowledge on this. Could you please drop probably your LinkedIn and where or how I can get in touch with you afterwards?
Yeah, I think David has shared something in the chat, so you can check.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm not sure if I saw another hand. Seon, I don't know if you want to ask your question. Don't shy away. If not, we can move further. Are there any more questions from anybody?
Yeah. Thank you, Sia. Thanks, Kevin, as well, for all of this. My question goes directly to you, Kevin. What I want to ask was, between Comprehend and Bedrock, which one would you advise when building a voice-enabled assistant, or sort of like a virtual assistant platform that can sort of take calls or receive calls from clients, transcribe them, and then help set up probably meetings with an actual human?
Okay. It's neither of those, but it's something that can be built using a combination of tools on AWS. One of them is Poly. Poly is text to voice, and transcribe, which is voice to text. You combine that with another tool called Connect, and now you are able to get calls, text messages, and all of that routed from your users to the right people within your company. It doesn't matter whatever medium your customers are using, WhatsApp, email, phone calls, all of that can be done using Connect. And so I think If you have something that you need to build that is specific to that, I think we can help you with that. But yeah, it is neither of those services I've just showcased.
Awesome, thanks. I want to be sure that it was, I know of this service, so now that I know it's Amazon Poly, then I'll definitely look out for more of that. Thank you so much.
No worries, man.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everybody. We have a few details on the chat box, so you can just have a look on the chat box. Mr. Kinesh has also shared something, so I think that could be helpful for you soon. With that, we conclude our webinar today. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. We hope this session was valuable for you, and you have a much more clearer picture of how GenAI can create real business value for you, and it just does not remain a buzzword in the society. So if you're ready to take the next step, whether it's accessing AWS funding, designing GenAI use cases, getting support from experts like Kevin on our team, and getting a tailored roadmap, we'd love to connect. And here's what you can do next. You can book up a follow-up session with our team to explore your use case. You can also reach out to help applying for AWS credit or funding support. In the meantime, you can visit cloudplexo.com or connect with us on LinkedIn. We will be also sharing the recording for this session and helpful resources for you to have a look at, so that this session is something that you can go back to. Let's keep the conversation going and start building smarter, faster, and leaner together. Let's not sit on it and move faster, because AI isn't stopping. Thank you so much. I hope to see you all very soon. And thank you so much, Kevin, Mr. Kuknesh, and the rest of the CloudPlexo team for joining in and putting in your hard work. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you.